Good morning, everyone. Good morning. If you have driven a high performance car, admire a towering skyscraper, use smartphones, and also enjoy watching some great films or movies, chances are you are experiencing what other Autodesk customers are doing with our software. Hello, everyone. I'm Maria Eloisa Marin. I'm a civil engineer and an applications engineer at Maximum Solutions Corporation for Autodesk Infrastructure Designs. So, welcome to our event, Reimagining Infrastructure with Autodesk Infraworks and Civil 3D. To set your expectations, let me show you my agenda for this presentation. First is a quick introduction about Autodesk. Next is all about some design and construction issues, and the BIM or Building Information Modeling process, followed by Introduction to Infraworks and Infraworks Interoperability with Civil 3D, and also Introduction to Civil 3D, of course, and some interoperability of Civil 3D and Infraworks with other Autodesk software for virtual design and construction. And lastly is the summary. Again, good morning, everyone. So Autodesk vision is to help people imagine, design, and create a better world. But what does it all mean? In the context of land development and also transportation design, it means to help surveyors, mappers, planners, architects, and also engineers in the preparation of the building site to support the construction of an infrastructure asset, whether it's a bridge, a road, a railway, a dam, or some pipe networks. Okay. But of course, conflicts and problems are unavoidable when it comes to designing this kind of things. Transportation nowadays are complex, costly, and crumbling or aging. This is not new to you, as you can see in our everyday travel or daily travel to work or school or anywhere. You just have to look around. You hear about this a lot in the news, but what you don't always hear about is all the innovation that is happening in the industry, which addresses our crumbling infrastructures. Building information modeling has been at the core of some of these innovations. Now, I want to talk about the evolution of technology or technology disruption that is shaping the land development and transportation industry. Also, for me to introduce to you the building information um, modeling process. Okay, actually, it is not a product. It is not also a services, but it is a process of creating a highly accurate 3D digital model and sharing that information with all the project stakeholders. In BIM process, actually, you are not just modeling the physical characteristics of the building or structure, but also the functional characteristics of it. Okay. So Autodesk software is helping to connect this design evolution to industry. Now for Autodesk, we have the first one of the BIM software of Autodesk, which is for conceptual design or conceptual planning, which is the Autodesk Infoworks. Okay. Now, what is Autodesk Infoworks? So actually, this software is used to design infrastructures in the context of real world, as you can see in the video. With this software, you can start designing inside of 10 minutes. Imagine just 10 minutes. We are talking about a 10 minutes time for you to create a structure or infrastructures. You can also create project context with aggregated data of terrain and aerial photos and GIS. With the Autodesk Infoworks user-friendly environment and also direct tools, you can quickly design with the ability to add more detail as needed. So for VHB and Rhode Island Department of Transportation, the benefit of model-based workflows is that it allows their highway design team landscape architects, and also visualization artists to collaborate on the model while using multiple software solutions. So who are VHB? Actually, VHB is an engineering, planning, and design firm in the US that works together with Road Department of Transportation with some of their projects. They use Autodesk Infraworks in the early stage of modeling, which helps them make more informed decisions. With Infraworks, their team created visuals at an extraordinary pace. Still images of the project's model were also used at multiple public workshops, hosted on their websites, and also shown on multiple news outlets. The visuals allowed the project team to clearly and effectively communicate with the owner and also to the stakeholders about various aspects of the projects, including increased transit options, those things, green space creation, green infrastructures, and also more efficient traffic patterns. Okay. In InfraWorks, the roadway design is actually, I find it quite impressive. Okay. You can quickly create and examine multiple design options earlier in the process by its quick geometry layout. You can also create some turning lanes and also create some intersection that you can actually convert directly to roundabouts. Okay, you can also add something like that, some components in your roads, as you can see in the video. Okay, so those things can also be edited quickly. And you can also add some decorations such as trees that makes your visualization so good or pleasing when you present it. This software is that you can validate design in real time with a context analysis. Okay, we also have in InfraWorks, we also have dynamic quantities. We have earthwork quantities, materials quantities provided in real time. You can also actually perform some profile optimizations and create some reports like this with some super elevations reports, which are very important for conceptual or planning stage. And in Autodesk Infoworks, you can actually export these models or the whole model to Autodesk Civil 3D for you to continue your detailed design and documentations. And once done detailing or once done editing everything about the roads that you've created or intersections that you've created, you can bring the model back to Autodesk Infoworks. You just have to select reload and then everything will be updated. Design? The answer is yes. For those who are asking if can we create some pipings there in for the ground utilities, the answer is yes. Drainage design. Okay, you can quickly evaluate some multiple design options also through simplified watershed analysis. Or Works also has an automated terrain analysis for generating some conceptual watersheds will culverts, as you can see there. Those are automated. You can place it or in other parts of the roads if needed. And as you can see, there are some properties that you can also change once you select that culverts. And for the placement and sizing of inlets and pipes, for closed drainage, you can also edit some properties of it, depending on your requirements, of course. And again, once done here, once done creating the plans, okay, or conceptual design of that drainage, you can actually bring the model to Autodesk Civil 3D too for the detailed design of it and also for documentations. So that's how Civil 3D and InfoWorks works. Okay. So now let me show you what is Civil 3D. Ma'am, you've actually say it twice in the presentation. So from Autodesk Infoworks to Civil 3D, we have this design tool. Okay, what is Autodesk Civil 3D? Actually, this is used for analyzing, planning, and designing in the context of or designing a civil engineering projects. Okay, what projects are we talking about here? Anything that is related to roads, to bridge, to highways, to dams, to railways, anything that is on the ground utilities such as pipe networks can be analyzed and designed using Autodesk Civil 3D. You just have to create the initial design in Infraworks, but if you need to detail that, you can use Autodesk Civil 3D. Actually, this is also a developed AutoCAD software with specialized toolset for civil engineering works. Okay, so that's why if you use this software, you can see this, it has the same environment like the AutoCAD has. So if you are already an AutoCAD user, you can easily use Civil 3D in your workflows. So for in Civil 3D, you can actually create some conventional survey. You can leverage high precision survey collection from GPS and total stations for you to build out existing conditions to begin the design process here in Civil 3D. This is the first step in designing in context. Many companies have made the move to BIM. So Civil 3D and the dynamic model provides an associative relationship between the geometry, the corridor model, and also the plans, which enables productivity, of course, and reduce some errors and emissions and delivering an accurate digital data to the field. So for model-based design, by using Civil 3D, you can actually create a dynamic model. You can perform faster design iterations and streamline time-consuming tasks such as geometric layout and also some intersection designs. And again, these are all dynamic. It also has an interoperability with Bentley, Trimble, and Topcon if you want to ask about it. So by using some powerful tools of Autodesk Civil 3D, you can reduce some errors and emissions. It has a associative labeling and annotations, standard checkings, and again, drainage analysis also there, and some clash detection. But again, in Autodesk, we have a specialized tool for clash detection. It's just for creating drainage systems, pipings. It also has some dynamic reports and quantities. These are all automated. Once you change anything from the model, automatic all of the reports will be updated too. So for plans and productions, of course, we have an automated sheet creation in Civil 3D. You can create some plans, some profiles and cross-section sheets, and also dynamic view frames, dynamic match lines, which are all important in creating some sheets or producing some plans. There are also dynamic link between, again, design and plans. When you label some sheets, okay, they are all dynamic. One of the witness of how powerful Civil 3D is the Washington State Department of Transportation, or WSDOT, and also the Clark County Public Works Department. Who are they? Actually, the Salmon Creek Interchange project is a joint effort of these two companies, companies, and one of the biggest public works project in Clark County history. Okay. The project includes the construction of a new interchange between Interstate 5 and 205 in Southwest Washington, as well as other improvements to ramps and also local roads. Okay. The Clark County, they are responsible for the design and construction of all the elements needed on both sides to facilitate the new interchange under the design of WSDOT. So County, they use Autodesk Civil 3D to design the corridor model to more easily adjust the center lines of the profiles, the curves, and also the ramps. Okay, and the 3D infrastructure model helps to keep all the utilities, the proposed drainage system, the corridor designs, and also the associated documentations in sync with each other at all times for them to minimize, of course, the design conflicts and to improve the quality. It also helps them or helps the construction crews to better visualize the design for them to be to expedite the construction easily. Okay. Now let's go with some interoperability of Autodesk Civil 3D and Infoworks with other Autodesk software. I'll be tackling some of this three softwares also. We have the Autodesk Recap Pro, Revit, sorry, Autodesk Inventor and Autodesk Navisworks Manage. Okay. Actually, these softwares are all inside AEC collection, by the way. We have AEC collection. It is a group of Autodesk software that contains this software that you're seeing right now on my screen and more. So one license, you'll have an access to these tools. Just email us for the quotation. So the enhanced interoperability brings Revit and Infoworks together to perform more efficient parametric bridge design. So in Infoworks, you can actually create a dynamic and intuitive layout of this bridge, as you can see here in the video. You can actually also automate some design of components, such as the superstructures and substructures. We have some girders and the main, we have the piers there, foundations. Bridge components understand how they relate to one another, therefore they are also dynamic. What's good about this is that if you change something from the foundations or the pier, of course, everything will be updated. And as you can see here, this is a different software. This is Autodesk Inventor. Okay, this is the interoperability of Autodesk Infraworks to Inventor. Okay. You can use this software for more complex geometry, such as creation of your own girders, some piers, some foundations. And by just one click, you can push everything to be detailed in Autodesk Revit. Now, this is Autodesk Rabbit with the bridge design coming from the Autodesk Infraworks. Okay. So aside from Civil 3D and Infraworks, you can use this software for reinforcement and rebar replacement. Okay, or rebar placement actually. By using some of the modeling tools of Revit, you can downstream interoperability from Infraworks facilities reinforcement, detailing, and also some documentations. You can place some rebar into non-linear shapes, as you can see, and create a more accurate, detailed documentations of the concrete bridges and structures. Elements are direct representations of informations from the Revit models. So this is how powerful Autodesk softwares are when it comes to creating some infrastructure designs, specifically when you need to create some bridge designs. Okay, if you need to detail all of the vertical structures, then to add some rebars, of course, you can bring the model to Revit directly. So Mortenson and Wilkinson's DOT uses this kind of workflow in Mitchell interchange design. Are you familiar with that? Actually, it is a north-south freeway project. This project includes updating 35 miles of I-94 from the Illinois state through the Mitchell interchange. So the goal of this project is to help improve safety, reduce congestions, and also modernize almost 35 miles of this transportation corridor from the Milwaukee to the Illinois border. So to summarize, the improvements include one additional lane in each direction, safer mainline, ramp, and also frontage roads, and modernized roadways. So what they did is that the DOT, or the Department of Transportation, multiple design plans, their designs were actually converted from 2D to 3D models so that they could be linked to construction. So the team of Mortenson, working with the owner, used Autodesk tools along with the design tools from Bentley, which is Inroads, and also MicroStations. Maybe some of you know about those two softwares from Bentley. And Civil 3D was used along with Inroads for the structures, or for the surfaces, sorry. But because when it comes to structures, you can use Revit. Okay, Civil 3D was used along with the MicroStations also for the site and utilities. And Revit was used for the structures design, specifically tunnels. Okay. Now, another software that you can have an interoperability with Infraworks and Civil 3D is Autodesk Recap Pro. Okay. This software allows us to actually use some drones and laser scanners to scan an existing conditions of the site or existing conditions of the ground, and then convert it into a digital model as what you can see here in our video. Okay, so this, yeah, you can use these things as your base plan to start your model with. So by importing this data to Autodesk Infoworks, you can actually reduce some time required to the survey site, which actually minimize the size of your survey crew, right? You can also improve safety with new methods of the data collections. And you can add context to your design uh, where one-stop shop to manage your data in Infoworks. So this is a cloud-based processing if you need to use this Recap Pro going to Infoworks. Imagine this kind of workflow in your model. Autodesk has created a powerful and easy to use workflow for reality capture in order to bring you a scan to BIM workflow. So actually, every one of you or each of you can actually use some drones and laser scanners to capture the existing conditions of site. Okay, because Autodesk has partnership with every major hardware vendors, including the UAV, the drone manufacturers, and also laser scanner manufacturers. The Rica Pro also has been designed for use by someone with no previous Autodesk um, skills or experience. So it is a very user-friendly and one-click automated workflows do powerful tasks like scan registrations, which stitches multiple scan together into a one-point cloud, and intelligent cleanup services. This is so great if you need to start creating your design, specifically road designs or site development plans. This one is Autodesk Recap Pro plus Autodesk Infoworks. Okay, the model or the site was created in Infoworks, and you can bring the cloud or these point clouds into Civil 3D for you to automate some data extraction, such as bare earth terrain, some vertical point features such as dot 3, linear features. We have also you can also use linear features to existing surfaces. And they are all lightweight point cloud. That one is a linear extractions so that you can reduce some errors if you need to export it or the data of this point cloud to Civil 3D. In model review, clashes are so unavoidable. So Autodesk has a form for you to put every design discipline into a single model and perform some clash detection. The Autodesk software is called Autodesk Statusworks. So this software allows you or allows us to aggregate over 50 file types from all major software vendors. Okay, it can support some DWG file, Revit files, SketchUp files, and more. Okay. You can also create a interdisciplinary coordination in Navisworks and perform some constructability review, such as what you can see, that is clash detection with also reports. So this will result, of course, for reduced errors and omissions. In Autodesk Navisworks, once you are done creating your model in Infoworks, detailing that into Civil 3D, you can actually bring that model into Navisworks. Okay. Navisworks also has a 4D modeling that allows stakeholders and heads to visualize construction over the project duration for you to identify the potential spatial conflicts and schedules. So adding a cost component, you can actually add some cost every in a day by day task here. It can process a and also create a fifth dimension, which is a 5D model, because such 5D engineered models allow stakeholders to evaluate some cost and model cash flows for each phase of the construction. So imagine this kind of visualization when you are on site, looking at your phone and seeing this kind of video. You just have to pause, okay, and then you can check on site whether the project, or you can check the status of the project. You can check if the project is already advanced or delayed. This one is so powerful when it comes to model review or project review. So to summarize everything that I've shown you, these are the Autodesk infrastructure solutions. First, for the survey, planning, and concept design, you can use Autodesk Infraworks, Recap Pro, and 3ds Max. I didn't uh, discuss about 3ds Max, but this one is used for rendering if you need to create a hyper-realistic rendering. So you can use 3ds Max on that. But for detailed design and visualizations, you can use Civil 3D, Revit, AutoCAD with specialized toolset, and we also have vehicle tracking. Vehicle tracking is an add-in Civil 3D that you can use for some analysis of the vehicle. Okay, if it can pass through an intersections or roundabout, something like that. For virtual design and construction, you can also use Autodesk Recap Pro and Navisworks Manage. All of these things in Autodesk AEC collection. What about the benefits of these softwares in the business? If you have AEC in your workflow, you can actually win new work. You can meet some client demands for BIM deliverables. You can also participate in alternative project deliverables. And also, you can effectively communicate design intent to earn stakeholders buy-in. That is the competitive advantage of it. Okay. You can also deliver some higher quality designs because of because by using this AEC collection and some workflow inside the AEC collection, you can improve building performance via analysis tools of it. You can also use some visualizations and VR to experience your design before they are built. And you can actually work more efficiently, reducing some errors and change orders. And you can also expand billable services by using these workflow solutions. Okay. Any questions so far? Again, I'm Maria Eloisa Marin, an applications engineer and a civil engineer at Maximum Solutions Corporation. So any questions from you guys? This is Autodesk Maximum Solutions.